when we were at Emmaus, I ran the missionary prayer night on Tuesday nights. And it was a time when those students that were interested in missions came together and prayed for missionaries. Well, when Eloise came to Emmaus, she came to the prayer band because her brother was a missionary in the Philippines. And so here I see this beautiful girl sitting in the prayer band, and so I prayed with my eyes open. And
you mean you only liked me because I was a...
No, I just sort of noticed you more because you're in that small group of about 30 or 40 students. So, so I had to speak at Pacific Garden Mission, which was a mission in Chicago, well-known mission in Chicago for street people. And on a Saturday night, I was to speak. And so I took along some people from the school that sang and gave testimonies and things like that. And so I asked Eloise if she'd like to go. And she said, yeah, yes. And so I said, well, don't take your purse because we're going to be in a rough area and I don't want you to have your purse snatched. So you better give me your money. So you pick up from there.
Oh, dear. So what was it, a quarter?
50 cents.
50 cents to get down to Chicago. You know, so I just thought, I didn't think anything of it. I just figured, oh, well, he's taking care of my money. And I found out that he later called it our first date. Well, I hadn't agreed to a date at all. But anyway, he was very impressive to watch at Emmaus because he was in charge of everything, and I kind of liked that. So anyway, that was the beginning.
Yeah. So anyhow, we dated throughout the school year, and one of the things you had to do at Emmaus was if you ever wanted to go out with another person alone, you had to get a permission slip. And so we had to go to the dean and get permission slip to be able to go out. And so we used to get permission slips to go out for a walk or anything like that. And you weren't allowed to travel in a car alone. So you always had to have a chaperone. So these are all the rules that they had that really were crazy when you think about them. But anyhow, that's what.
And how would you like to ride in the back seat and be a chaperone to a couple that are beginning to be a little serious? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyhow, at the end of that school year, on graduation night, all the couples who were dating got engaged. And the night of our, when we got engaged on the graduation night. After the graduation was over, then you could do whatever because school was out. And so 10 couples got engaged that night. Now that's 20 people. There are only 100 people in the school. So 1/5 of the school population got engaged on the last night. So it was a kind of a crazy whole system. But anyhow, that's what we did. And then
I think you should tell them before that, though, how we would get in trouble and we'd have to stay in.
Yeah.
Well, tell them that.
Well, if you were a minute late or anything, they would write you up, as you did something you shouldn't. And then the next weekend, you couldn't go out at all. And so we'd have to sit in the lounge. And you had to be very careful that you didn't sit too close together. And it was just one of those.
So you guys sat in there together?
We had quite a few weekends that we had to sit in there together.
Was it because of you guys getting in trouble together?
Well,
yeah,
no, it was probably because we were late or something. Or
did you guys plan out that you both were gonna stay.
Yeah, well, they,
We had to, well, no, I guess we could have gone out alone.
yeah,
But we couldn't, if we'd have
couldn't
been.
go out together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were a
So-
lot of funny rules.